Hi, and welcome to the South Dakota Healthy Nutrition Collaborative's Lunch and Learn webinar series. Today, just to level set, the purpose of the South Dakota Healthy Nutrition Collaborative is to bring a collective voice to support access to nutritious foods, which builds a healthy, strong foundation for South Dakota families and communities to prosper. Our goal groups and our aims for this work are to improve coordination, identify areas for statewide research and evaluation, promote programmatic best practices, and improve South Dakotans' food nutrition insecurity. It's also to elevate the voices of food nutrition advocates, researchers, and individuals experiencing food nutrition insecurity, and to advance policy implementation to improve food nutrition insecurity in South Dakota. So as part of our webinar series, we have Irana with us today, and she is going to share with us about Farm to School and the Buffalo CORP up in Cheyenne River. So with that, I am going to turn it over to her as soon as I get her presentation up and going. All right, there you go.
Sweet. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I'm really grateful to be here. I'll just introduce myself. My name is Irana Howe, and I work for the CRST Buffalo Corporation. And this slideshow right here is usually the one I present with the kids. So as you can see, Cheyenne River Farm to School is a joint effort from Cheyenne River schools, producers, processors, and communities. And there's this one down here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Reintegrating buffalo meat into our diets just isn't about nutrition. It's a step towards reconnecting our heritage and ensuring a sustainable food source for future generations. As we work towards restoring buffalo populations, we are not only reclaiming a critical food source, but also preserving a way of life that has sustained us for generations. Bringing buffalo back into our lives means honoring our past, nourishing our present, and securing our future. And this slide is blank, but this usually goes into the creation story of the Cheyenne. There's a real short video in there, but this slide right here is just to show our youth and people that the buffalo was a legit walking Walmart for us. He gave us everything that we needed to sustain ourselves on the land. And we used everything from the buffalo. Every single bit was used. There's only one part of the buffalo that we don't eat, and that is the thylamus gland. And the thylamus gland kind of, our thylamus gland's right here. So basically it's the same part on the buffalo. But the reason why we don't eat the thylamus gland is it goes back to the creation story. And in the creation story, in Lakota way, the magpie rode on the buffalo's back, and the magpie like won the race and flew forward. So with that thylamus gland, when we harvest the buffalo, we give it back to the birds to honor that story and that process of the two-legged allowed us to do that, and the buffalo allowed us, that said the magpie won fair and square and gave us the top of the food chain. So this is Arlo Ironcloud. He's on the left-hand side, and then Thomas Peters, he's on the right-hand side. And this kind of gives you an idea of how big the lungs are of the buffalo. And so when you go and harvest, the kids really enjoy this. It's a pretty cool, if you get to see it in person, it's super cool, but this is just as cool. And when they go in and they harvest, it's where the shot comes at, as long as it doesn't get, as the bullet doesn't get into the lungs, you're able to do this with the trachea and blow the lungs up. Get them really, really big like that. That's the things. So, the next slide here. This is during Eagle Butte harvest. And so at that harvest, in the beginning, there was about, I don't know, we had all the youth there. So you're talking anywhere from like 200 kids, but as it dwindles down, and this is just kind of showing how they clean out the guts, the taniga, and a lot of the kids really enjoy this part. It's not, you kind of get, some people get squeamish, but there's once you're in it's not gross at all. So, and this is all food. Go to the next slide. This is the Eagle Butte harvest. This just points out a lot of the community members that I work with. All of this stuff is here on Cheyenne River. It doesn't happen without unity, and it doesn't happen without all organizations coming together and everybody being on the same page of teaching these teachings. And it's a really good time for unity and community, and we take our time during these harvests and we utilize everything. So this is more buffalo harvest. This was up at Brown Otters. So this is on Standing Rock Reservation. I have to give a shout out to Lisa and Arlo Ironcloud. They've been a huge part in helping assist me in learning about the buffalo. You learn something new every single time, and nobody is an expert because we're relearning this process. So this was in Dupree, and this was kind of a big deal because Dupree's never had a buffalo harvest before. Um, Summer Hawk, she's from Cheyenne River, and then Lisa and Arlo, they came up from Ogallala to help out. And Summer, I have to give a lot of credit to her too, give her a shout out. She worked for ITBC for a while, and she's just knowledgeable. All of them are really knowledgeable, and they'll still tell you that they're still learning. So it's really been an honor to be able to work with these guys. This harvest was super, super cold. It was so cold that day with the kids, and the kids still came out. And there was a handful of them that just hunkered down. It was 20 degrees out and it was just cold, but a lot of them just stood there. And there was one in particular girl on that harvest that she just ate it all up, and I think she went home with an eyeball and a foot, and she was in it. She loved it, and she was just connected. Once you do these harvests, we offer like the fresh blood to the kids. It's not going to harm you or anything. It's really good for the body, but it does change your DNA, and you kind of remember who you are and where you come from. This is another slide explaining kind of like what everything was used for on the buffalo. So, and then we'll kind of go into what is farm to school. There's three core elements: local foods procurement, in-class education, and that's what I do. And we are CRST Farm to School has put in for some monies to get some hydroponics and greenhouses within each school. So we're super excited about that. I really want to focus and start focusing on Head Start also too. So these are the current schools. There are more schools than that took advantage of CRST Farm to Schools prices. There's probably 13 schools that have taken advantage of it. We've even been contacted from Chamawa Indian school, which is in Salem, Oregon, and they started using Cheyenne River buffalo meat on their school menus. And here's the price list. The price list is $3 a pound because one of the biggest obstacles that we had and what we were facing is they it was too expensive to put on the school menu. So um, we're in partnership with Nature's Conservancy. How do you say that?
Conservancy?
Conservancy. I always get that. I apologize for that.
I do too. It's a hard one.
And they donate animals. They donate the buffaloes to us, and we process them at cost. And so that's why we're able to offer these prices to them. As of right now, these prices still stand. So it's just taking advantage of it, and it's been successful. So, and one of the things that we did on kind of what I do proactively within the communities and the schools is I go into the schools and I take in a buffalo box and show the kids, on a hands-on thing, get them interested, and we give out stickers. We've had Mariah Gladstone. She's from Blackfeet tribe. She is a chef, an indigenous chef, and she's done some really beautiful things on there. Again, give her a shout out because I really follow her and take her lead. She's really taken the lead on a lot of things, and if you fall in behind her, you will. There's so much good criteria out there. She's done a lot of work with that. So she's came to Cheyenne River 2 times to cook for us, which has been really, really, really cool, really helpful. She's a great person. And this just kind of shows you the buffalo meat nutrition. It's high in lean protein, lower in fat and calories compared to beef. It's abundant in iron, excellent source of vitamin B12, contains omega-3 fatty acids, rich source of psyllium, lower risk of contamination. It most of the time when we do serve it on the school menus, the kids don't even can't even tell the difference and they'll go back for more. So they are serving the buffalo meat is their body remembers and they want more naturally. Stacy Lee, the head cook at Shiny Butte, she won't tell them they're eating buffalo, but she'll put buffaloes on the school menu. And the kids always go back for it. So um, and this is, I guess I can read this. Buffalo meat is low in fat and cholesterol and is compatible to the genetics of the Native American Indian people. Buffalo meat was the main source of the diet for the Plains Indian. Whoever had cancer, heart disease, or we didn't have cancer, heart disease, or heart attacks and lived to be 85 to 90, probably over 100 years old. We were a lot more mobile back then too. Buffalo meat is a good source of CLAs, an important cancer fighting fat. It is rich in vitamin beta carotene, a vital antioxidant that reduces cancer by preventing cell degeneration. It also rich in a balanced combination of essential omega-3 fatty acids. A serving of buffalo meat has as much calcium as a 6-ounce glass of milk, as much potassium as a medium banana, and contains vitamin E, B6, and B12. Studies indicate that including buffalo meat in your diet can reduce the risk of diabetes and other diet-related diseases. Combined with the cultural and spiritual benefits of this delicious meat, buffalo is a healthy and life-giving food source for the indigenous people. Um, and here's a quote from Sitting Bull. The buffalo gave us everything we needed. Without it, we were nothing. And the last slide here is a picture of our Peta Oyate out on Cheyenne River on the east end. So, and this picture was taken by Brody Hall, and he's our CRST herd manager. Um, I will touch base too. This is not the only thing that we do. The Cheyenne River Buffalo Corporation, we've got awarded the LFPA grant. So we've been doing food distributions to our communities once a month, which has been really, really beneficial for the people. It's been a lot of fun. Our team is really small, so um, but the this way they get buffalo meat and grass-fed beef, and then other fresh produce available for their households, and it's been a really rewarding process and job, I guess, and so I guess that's
Yeah,
about it in a nutshell. So welcome
great.
to any questions
No, you have a seat. I'm just
okay.
gonna stop the recording. And there. So Shelby, if you have any, this is a good time if you have questions for um Irana, you can come off mute.
I don't think I have a ton, but that was super interesting. Not anything I really knew much about, but I'm just curious how often um, you guys do these and how many buffalo that you process at any given like time, I guess.
Like for the buffalo harvest, you mean? Like for
Yes. Yep,
schools?
yep. Sorry. Yep.
Okay, no, that's good. We usually do probably one a year. What idealistically is I'd like to go to each and every individual school and all the 5 schools on Cheyenne River and do a harvest for each school. But Cheyenne Eagle Butte has done one, and Dupree did one, and I'd like to, and then Teos Padopa in the past has done them. So it's basically like and I'd like to just take 3 to 4 days from each school, and whatever kids are interested, then that's what they get to do. They get to process the buffalo, and we get to cut up meat and really go in there and dissect everything and just learn.
That would
So
be amazing. That's so cool.
yeah.
I like that goal. Also I want to say with the help to subsidize the program, but that's an incredible cost for that meat for the school. So that's really neat that you get to offer it at that price for them.
Yeah, that's Jamie. That's my boss, Jamie Murray. He does all the hustling and
The
everything else, and I just need to make the flyer and
It takes everyone. That's so cool. And you mentioned that sometimes they serve the meat at the schools and don't tell the kids just to get them to try it. But what are the kids' reactions once they find out it is buffalo?
they're kids, so they go, geez, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
and or
Doesn't scare them away.
yeah, but it's what the cooks say, and like I have to go off of what they say. What Stacy Lee says is like they never have leftovers when they serve buffalo.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so what they don't know doesn't, and as
Yeah.
we start, teaching them, like that's what I really want to get into Head Start more, is like once we start teaching the Head Start and the meat has already gotten into Head Start, and that way there's not this colonized stigma of, because there's elders out there, they're like, I don't want to eat buffalo, and you're like, why not? So,
Right, but
yeah.
they're just not used to it.
Yeah. And and I think they had a bad experience with buffalo, and possibly they might have ate some buffalo when the buffalo were eating wild onions. And so,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and and the same thing goes with cattle too, like, or any type of wild game that you eat. If they're eating something that's, like, dang, and you're not going to want to eat that again.
right, right.
And so I think like probably in the 80s, they got a bunch of buffalo meat, and it the buffalo probably were eating wild onions, and they ate it and they're like, man, I don't ever want to eat that again. That doesn't taste good at all. So, or who knows what they were doing, you know?
Yeah.
So but if you do have a bad experience with something, you're really opt not to want to try it again. So
Yep.
just
Yeah.
it's just, you know, getting that information out there. And um I've the elderly for Onshine River, like the elderly programs that are there, I've offered to go in and cook, but they've taken the buffalo meat and never said, you know, like we're not gonna. I don't think they told the elders exactly what they were eating either.
We're just gonna cook it.
Yeah, we're just gonna cook it and serve it.
Yeah.
And you know, if you cook it right, it's there's not much difference than in
Yeah.
so I'm personally on a strict buffalo diet. That's the only meat that I eat
I love that.
since
That's cool.
December, and it's been it's amazing, you know,
Yeah.
really what it does with the body and the mind and the spirit. So it's
I
cool.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You just
cool.
have to be particular when you go to the city. So
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, I've enjoyed the buffalo that I've had, though I don't know that it's been, I don't know, cared for as if like you guys probably go through with the harvest and everything. But
yeah.
no, it was very neat. I love the pictures and the presentation. Thanks for sharing that, because I just don't
you.
think otherwise you know, a person like myself that doesn't have much knowledge of it, just putting a site to the occasion, I guess, is really eye opening. You just don't imagine how big of a process it is, and how um, kind of bonding it is for the people that are a part of it. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we are having a Buffalo to Schools conference from June 22nd to the 24th. There is a harvest on the 21st out in Rapid City. And where are you located at?
I'm in Sioux Falls.
Are you? I'll send the link to
Yeah.
Jennifer, and if you, I know, you know, you guys could, if possibly, you know, it's just,
Carpool.
yeah, and come to the conference. I know the harvest is full because they maxed it out
Yeah.
at 40 people, but it should be, it's a Monday, Tuesday. So it should be a
Yeah,
good, it
I'm
should,
here.
yeah, it should be a really, you know,
And it's in the hills?
yeah, it's in
Okay.
Rapid City at Western Dakota.
Very cool. Yeah.
I'll make sure I get you that link
Please.
today, because today is I think it's 125 to register, and then after today, it goes up a little bit, and then on-site registration is like 160.
Send it to me. I'll put it out on our Facebook too.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Because it hasn't, yeah, you know, it'll be,
Yeah, it'd be good.
yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Shelby.
Yeah, I'm sorry I am not showing my face because I was doing my motherly duties, and then I'm shoved into this little pod right now. So
Oh no.
not in like an office space. So but
Well,
no,
thanks
I
for
loved hearing
multitasking.
about it. So I look forward to having the recording for other people to listen. So
Yeah, we'll get that out today. So that'll be nice. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah,
So,
that was really awesome.
all right, sweet.
Yeah.
thank you both.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.